welcome to a new video that may turn into a yearly thing. Or I could possibly forget about this and we'll never do it again, but let's not be so negative. So, this is already off to a weird start, so whatever. Welcome to the 2023 predictions for Galaxy Entertainment. This is the first of hopefully many, and at the end of this year, we will revisit this video to see what came true. We have 20 predictions that were all submitted by members of our Amino community, so let's see how they think 2023 is going to go for Galaxy Entertainment and Nebula Records. Before starting, I would like to preface that there are some that are similar, but they have different specifications, if that makes sense. In my opinion, Galaxy Entertainment is pretty good at maintaining their artists, and 9 times out of 10, groups only lose members if they sadly pass away. The only times a member has left on their own is in 2018 when Yui left Queens to focus on school. However, anything is possible and someone could decide that being an idol isn't for them anymore. There of course has been exceptions like Mei from Fusion and Minhyuk from Cyrus, but for the most part, people don't leave this company. I can fully see this happening, but at the same time, I'm not entirely sure. In 2022, 8 groups, collectively Permanent and Project, debuted, but in 2021 they had one more group, debuting 9 total groups. I can see the company debuting 9 groups again because there are a lot of trainees to debut, but the company is reported to be planning a large-scale girl group survival for the summer. So unless the company is going to be debuting a bunch of boy groups, they may not hit that 9 group threshold again. Thinking about it and with the survival in mind, I'm still a little on the fence, but I can see it happening. I feel like this prediction is preying on a couple of downfalls. 2022 was a good release for several of our soloists, and all of our veterans got several music show wins and top charts during their respective releases. I think the hype of G soloists will continue to increase, and 2023 will be a great year for soloists in general. I can see why this is a prediction. 2020 into 2021 were great years for the acting department low-key, with several dramas coming out, but this year only one web drama came out. I don't think that the acting department will close for real, but I don't believe it could decline any further. I'm gonna remain hopeful about this one and disagree with this prediction. I think the acting department is going to have a great year. Not as good as like 2020 or 2021. 2020 was a really great year, but I feel like it will be better than 2022. This I can 100% see happening. There's already word of a 6-member project group debuting in January, and the possibility of a new soloist within the first quarter. We just need 2 more acts, and this is already going to be true. Are we sure this person didn't see company plans and they're just passing it off as a prediction? a Adonis disbanding at all because of all the shit they went through to debut in the first place. They were quite literally fighting for their lives to make it to the final 7. Now, if rigging is exposed, I can see it happening with someone outside of the group. With everything that they had gone through, I can see that staff were setting up certain people in the top 12 to look terrible or to make them miss missions. If rigging is exposed, it's 100% going to be fans exposing Mnet staff for being shitty people towards the Glass Dimension contestants. So, a Glass Dimension tell-all. I can see this happening, but not this year. I see this happening maybe 2024 when everyone has either debuted or left the company. I know all those boys have a lot to get off their chest, especially the Adonis members, with the year that they've had especially. And if anything does come out this year, I would be a little shocked, but all that's going to tell us is that they're fed the hell up and like shit needs to be exposed. I'm sure fans will agree with me when I say this show was nothing but anxiety inducing and probably was a shit show for the boys to compete in. So I don't know about this one because they promoted it as 8 members for the majority of last year, and if I remember correctly, they are good at spacing out pregnancies. So maybe we'll get a full year of 9-member queens. So this is something that is highly requested by fans, but I don't know because they've moved on. So all but 2 members of Axis have debuted in new groups. Ezra is in Rogue, Hiro is in Impulse, and Naden and Raesung are in Hero. So with all of those groups being rookies, it makes sense that they're gonna focus on promoting their now groups instead of moving back to Access. But you never know. They might come back eventually. So, as a concept, this is really cute, not gonna lie, but I'm curious on how it would happen. Would it be like the parents of GE and they do like a day in life thing? Or would it be like Hello Baby and they take a stranger's kid and a group watches them? I know fans will be open to a GE parent content since so many groups have members with children. This is a cute idea, like I said, but a lot of concerns come up for me. If it is a day in the life situation, I'm not sure how I would feel about their children being put in the spotlight with them, even if it's for an hour-long episode or something like that. There's a lot of weirdos that could try and have parasocial relationships with the children, or the sasaengs that could try and use the kids to get to their parents. I know that this wouldn't be the first time that artists and trainee children are brought on screen, but we should limit that emotional manipulation with children to survival shows where it's a one-time thing for like 30 minutes. Even that is a little iffy because when Project Deja Vu had their parent special, Danya and Connie were weird as hell to those that were there. So like, yeah, let's leave the kids off camera unless they happen to be a trainee too, or it's the parent's choice and it's like the parent's personal channel or something. So, after the success of Dali, I can 100% see them collaborating again. Wait, would Dali be a feature or collab? Okay, I don't think it matters, but whatever. They are the one of the few sibling duos that have gotten in the studio together, and possibly depending on how the Apollos turn out on Sunday, I doubt this is the last time we'll see them together. So GE actually doesn't have many third gen groups, with 99% being fourth generation. And of the 5 third gen groups that they do have, only 2 still have the original lineups, and that's Kings and Muse. I don't really expect either of those groups to lose members anytime soon, honestly, because they do seem really happy working together, and 4 members of Muse literally came back to get the group back together after they disbanded. In terms of Fusion, Queens, and Cyrus, I can't see them losing any more of their members anytime soon either. Fusion is skyrocketing after the release with Tomboy and Nude. Queens is doing just as well after Holiday and All Night. The only group we haven't heard from in a bit is Cyrus, but with that man being kicked out of the company in January, it's understandable that they took some time out of the spotlight, and the remaining 4 members do seem really close-knit. I see them standing by each other for the long run, to be honest. My only question now is, will they introduce a new member and continue as 5 like Fusion did when May was kicked out, or push forward as 4? So 6 is a very specific number, and I want to know what this person knows that we don't. Like, are you praying on somebody's downfall again? I don't know what this prediction is really getting at, so I'm gonna just disagree. If people leave the group, it's not going to be 6, it's probably gonna be less than that. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but 6, it feels weird that they specified with 6. I don't know about this because I think Galaxy is doing well with the solos they have. 3 did debut this year, but only Arya isn't attached to a group. Galaxy definitely has talent hidden in their girl groups, and I can see more going solo, but can management handle those schedules on top of the group schedules? I think the only group that we've seen with a healthy solo/group schedule is Zero. Ray debuted as a soloist not long after Zero debuted, and he rarely overlapped with group schedules, while Cassie has overlapped with group schedules several times. Unless they can do a complete overhaul on schedules properly, the company needs to focus on getting group schedules correct before debuting any more soloists. More female soloists would be nice, but not anyone attached to a group at the moment. Yeah, no. I don't see this happening. Zero has a found family thing going on, and even if they did disband, they're going to be attached to each other's hips still. The only way away from each other at this point is death. So, yeah. Nobody's leaving Zero, and nobody else is being added to Zero. Given that Galaxy is already over 100 trainees, I can see them hitting 150 by March with no problem. I should keep a counter in the community tab just to see if it actually happens. With this prediction in mind, maybe Galaxy should get on debuting some more groups, because why do I have over 100 trainees? With the label being so close to 150 trainees, I can see trainees starting to leave it for real. A lot have been in the basement of the company for years waiting for their chance to debut, despite having a high volume of debuts each year. Some examples would be Naden from Hero slash Axis and Aria. Both have been under the company since 2018 slash 2019 and are only officially debuting in 2022. I wouldn't blame anyone who's been under the company for years to start seeking other arrangements or giving up altogether. Here we go, preying on people's downfalls again. I really hope this one doesn't happen. There's a lot of iconic couples under Galaxy, and it would suck if they broke up. But at the same time, I understand if it happens. Some couples run their course, and it's best to let go before things get bad, especially if kids are involved. At the same time, there's a handful of couples that are legally not allowed to break up for my own sanity. Some of those being Casey and Yedem, Cassie, Ten and Mingy, Faye and Elijah. Yes, they're forbidden from breaking up. Yes. So this prediction a little left field. I'm not gonna lie, I scratched my head when I saw it because like, why can't Henry do his thing? He's having fun as a soloist. Like, let him be. I don't think he wants to be tied down to a group anyway. So like, let him have fun. He's doing his thing. He's had a great year. Let him be happy. My God. So, for those who don't know, all the groups that have debuted in the past 2 years have technically been from Nebula Records, Galaxy Entertainment's sublabel. Galaxy itself does of course have joint management over some groups like Illusion and Genesis, but the majority of idols that have debuted from Galaxy are actually from Nebula because none of the idols within those groups are human. There, of course, are humans that have debuted in the recent groups, but not enough to the point where it would be Galaxy managing them. I do hope in the past 2 years that Galaxy has, gathered more humans so they can debut a group because it's been a long 2 years. And at this point, Nebula is taking the lead as a primary source of income for Galaxy while they're supposed to be the sub-label. So there you have it, 20 predictions for 2023. I am curious to see how many will actually come true and how many will begin and end with this video. Have any more predictions? Leave them in the comments or drop them in the chat if you're in the Amino, and we'll see if they come true this year.